Hi guys, it's Saturday. It's Saturday evening now. My goodness, I can't believe it. I've been cleaning for most of the day. I spent the first like 4 hours in the kitchen, which of course the cleaning has to be replenished as meals are made. So it took me 4 hours to get out of that room. We use our kitchen a lot. We prepare pretty much all of our meals. So I can tell you that indecision has cost me some of the light. We have a little bit of an overhead light on. It's a little yellowish. I'm in front of the big picture window, but of course it's about 6 o'clock here, so the sun is setting. There's no direct light coming through, and I stood in one place for a bit of time staring at my beautiful clothing options for Sparrow and trying to choose which I wanted to see on her. Also, I cannot find my little blue and white bunny. I'm trying to remember if I sold it. I don't think so. So anyway, here with my Sparrow girl. And first off, how cute is this outfit on her? I think that Tasha sent this for her back right when I first got her. I'm pretty sure. It's so cute and so casual and so comfy on her, and it moves really well, so it allows her to move. I'm gonna see how the lighting's going for you guys. Yeah, it's still decent. So I'm gonna put her in this outfit that I bought from Ashley on her Instagram sale. It's a 0 to 3 month. It's this little collared onesie. It's a Gymboree set. It's 0 to 3 months. She can usually pull that off because she's a little bit of a bigger newborn. And I suspect that these will just fit her more like a full overall rather than a short all. But it's really, the bunny's super cute on there. So this won't be a terribly difficult outfit to take off of her either. So I had wondered, and it's almost a silly question, I think it's a silly question. I wonder if any of you look back with longing or feel sorrow when you think back on all your memories, you know, of all the things that you've done in your youth. And there's a new movie out called After. I've just seen the previews for it, but this young woman, she may be a teenager. I'm not sure if she's a teenager or just barely an adult. And this tryst and what happens after. And for some reason it reminded me of being that age, and it reminded me like this flood of feelings of remembering all of the different angst and excitement and passion and all these things that came along with like from teenage years through early adulthood. And then, you know, before you know it, you're not in your 20s, and it goes, and of course it's all packed full of life, so you're not counting every moment and every day because you're living it, and so much happens in that period of time. But I have this thing where like sweetness and sorrow for me are usually very close together. One generally follows the other in my emotional scale. When I hear a song, for instance, that takes me back to an event or a time frame, it almost becomes like it's happy memories, but then I almost feel sadness that it's gone. Like I still feel sad that I'm not, you know, like I still miss high school. And so sometimes I avoid certain things that are very sentimental to me because it makes me like miss those days. And it's not just missing youth, it's missing what was happening in my life, you know. I don't know how to explain it because it's not like a wishing that I didn't have this life, but it's just a mourning of sorts. I think that's one of the things that would prompt my mom to tell me that I'm so much like my grandmother, her mom. I'm not sure exactly why I think that, but you know, we were similar in a lot of ways, and I feel, for some reason, I just feel like that's one of them. You know what, I'm gonna just roll her over to do this because why not? She's so cute when she rolls over. So I guess melancholy, or going from sweet memories to a bittersweet feeling. On another level, I feel like all those things are still happening somewhere in the universe, you know, like time is kind of an illusion, and there are certain theories in quantum physics that say time moves backwards as frequently as it moves forwards, and we're not in a static point, that it's fluid. And if you watch Star Trek, there's all kinds of theories that we could go into. And I am definitely a novice. I hope she looks as cute for you guys from your angle as she does for me. I love this baby. So all of that to say that I feel like a solution came to me with that feeling today. You're so cute. We're definitely gonna have to come down to this angle when we're done for you guys to see her little face. So I had a thought that I need to just write all of those memories down. You know, when I'm thinking of a certain, you know, all the things that you think that you don't remember, sometimes I'll get hit and I'm like, oh yeah, I did all of that in my life. I had forgotten about that. I'd forgotten about that person. I'd forgotten about that period of time. And then it comes back really fresh and really visceral and really like full of sensory information and very, very rich memory, like all in an instant. The challenge would be to capture it before getting into my head, because when I start trying to think of how to articulate it perfectly and best, I can freeze up. But I think that that's what, I think that that is a, what do you call that? I keep wanting to say therapeutic, that's not it. Cathartic thing to do. Yes, a little big on you, girl. We're gonna lean her up this time for this. It's a cross snaps. Sorry if you're staring at the top of my head. I'm not sure if you are. Probably. But I feel like capturing it, you know, putting it down, recording it will be therapeutic. Well, that's a little big on her. And I think, oh, I think I messed it up. Okay, there we go. Okay. just pull it underneath there a little bit. It won't look so tremendous on you, Sparrow. All right. I know Jen at Super Lily Sweet has experience with writing her memoirs. I think that she has some more momentous experiences in her life that, you know, would prompt a memoir. But I've already begun writing a book of sorts that talks about my experiences, my choices. It's a little bit of everything, but it's my nonfiction project I'm working on, and I think that this can feed, you know, if I just start journaling like that, and I've journaled on and off my whole life, but I think if I start journaling like that, it'll feed right into that project. So, oh yeah, I'm just going to put this little bow on you. It's pretty tricky sometimes when you're doing the outfits and the hair, when you're filming and you're trying to be cognizant of camera angles and your big face, and you don't always allow, well, I don't always allow myself the best access to the doll from the best angles. It's always a little less clumsy when I can be right up on her. You're so cute, Sparrow girl. I think I'm going to change the camera angle, so hold tight. She's cute. Can you tell that I love her? Now I suspect that these socks might be a little small for her feet. Guys, I had a really cool experience on Friday. A client that I'm kind of working with, one of their CEO was presenting at an executive breakfast that I chose to go to because I'm working really, really hard to build a relationship with this company and expand within there. So I'm just trying to be as active as possible with what they're doing, and chose to go. And I'm working on a couple of things that are falling underneath the office of their chief information officer. And I noticed his name tag, you know, during the beginning part where you're sort of like networking, mingling. I noticed that there was a name tag for him, but it hadn't been collected. And then when I went in to find a seat, there weren't a lot of seats left, and I was trying to I found a spot, and I was kind of toying with if I was in the right spot, and I decided to just stay where I was at and let it go. And I came back, and to make a long story short, he sat at my table 2 chairs away from me with another big executive in between us from the same company. So it ended up working out really perfectly. We got to talk. And what was cool, like, and the entire day flowed like that, of coincidences, serendipities. It was just really, you know, it makes me laugh when that stuff happens in a really, like, good, kind of delighted way. Yeah, I'm very happy with how cute she looks. All right. And last but not least, I've got one of my favorite books here. I don't know if any of you have heard of Richard Bach. He wrote Jonathan Livingston Seagull, which most people have heard of, but not a lot of people have read a lot of his other books that I have run into. He's got some incredible books. He has experience, he's a pilot, so he's got a lot of really cool stories that include flying these little, like, Cessna planes or double-wing planes. In this particular book, the main protagonist, is making a living. He just flies and he stays in farmers' fields, and makes his living giving airplane rides, which was like, and he sleeps under the wing of his plane on his bedroll, and makes a little campfire and cooks his beans or whatever over the campfire, which was like I would love to live that life. I think times are a little different. You can't just land in some guy's field from the air, not with all of the stringent controls these days, but this book I've read a bunch of times, and I've given away a lot of copies of it. And I thought it would be fun to share just a couple of, I mean, there's a lot of meat in here. A lot of it is embedded into the dialogue, but each beginning and end pretty much of every chapter has a little quote, and I just thought I would read some of them. The world is your exercise book, the pages on which you do your sums. It is not reality, although you can express reality there if you wish. You are also free to write nonsense or lies, or to tear the pages. If you will practice being fictional for a while, you will understand that fictional characters are sometimes more real than people with bodies and heartbeats. Your conscience is the measure of the honesty of your selfishness. Listen to it carefully. You are never given a wish without also being given the power to make it true. You may have to work for it, however. A cloud does not know why it moves in just such a direction and at such a speed. It feels an impulsion. This is the place to go now. But the sky knows the reasons and the patterns behind all clouds, and you will know too when you lift yourself high enough to see beyond horizons. The best way to avoid responsibility is to say, I've got responsibilities. So anyhow, guys, I know I brought that with zero context, and I think that maybe anything I said you might have thought was a cool quote or not. Okay, we're gonna finish with this one. This is one of my favorite quotes of all time from this book. Argue for your limitations, and sure enough, they're yours. Great book, highly recommended. Very inspiring, and really cool guy, this author. So anyway, that's it. That's where I'm at. This is my beautiful girl. She looks so pretty. Thanks, Ashley, for letting me get this outfit from you. I hope everybody has been enjoying their weekend, and we will look forward to coming back soon. Hopefully another video this weekend. We'll see. I'm going to enjoy this little girl for a moment, clean up, and then move on with my tasks. All right, we love you all. Bye for now.